And that is sport, Katrina.
Thank you, Alissa. Well, time now for a check on the markets with Angela Cox.
It was another lacklustre day for Australian shares following new jobs figures out of the US. They were stronger than expected and raised more concerns about how quickly central banks, including our Reserve Bank, will cut interest rates. The ASX 200 down 38 points. All 11 sectors took a hit. Material stocks among the worst performers. One standout, Cali Metals, was red hot on its ASX debut. The WA Lithium Explorers shares jumping 80%. The Aussie dollar dropped below 67 US cents. Gold, oil and iron ore prices all fell. And more evidence tonight that Australians are getting on board with rooftop solar panels. A record amount was sold in the last quarter of 2023, enough to generate 912 megawatts. Collectively, they provided almost 15% of our national energy needs in the past month.
Star Trek fans have gathered at Cape Canaveral in Florida for a milestone mission to put a US lander on the moon. On board the rocket and ready to be beamed up are the ashes of the sci-fi show's creator, Gene Roddenberry.
This is almost full circle in my mind. You know, my father created this show talking about going where no one has gone before.
This will be the first soft landing on the moon in half a century. Creating spirals with bubbles in the deep blue, the story behind this spectacular whale dance is just ahead.
And don't put the umbrella away just yet, more rain is on the way. I'll have the forecast coming up next.
We have some incredible pictures now of whales creating unique patterns in the icy waters of Antarctica. Now, this is not a rare phenomenon, but capturing it on camera is.
Touring the ice-locked Antarctic, photographer Pete van den Bemd witnessed something spectacular and rarely seen so clearly. A perfect spiral made by whales.
From above you get those beautiful concentric circles, whereas if you're observing from the water, you might not see it.
This artful dance is actually a hunting technique, one of several in the humpback's arsenal. It's called bubble net feeding and works as the name suggests.
Their food is essentially driven into one area and then they'll come up from underneath and expand their throat and gobble up their prey from underneath.
The curious technique has caught the attention of marine researchers around the world.
As scientists, we don't exactly know how this behaviour has come about, but what we do know is potentially there might be some cultural transmission or teaching of others to do it.
Bubble netting has been documented closer to home on Sydney's south coast in 2020, but don't expect to see anything like that in the next few months, at least not until May when the Humpback Highway reopens and the northern migration begins. A true conservation success story.
The East Coast population can be as much as over 40,000 individuals, and that's a lot of whale watching to be done in the 2024 season.
Perhaps we'll witness something as wonderful as this. Tom Hartley, 7 News.
Time for the weather now, and Tony, it was a gloomy Monday across the southeast.
Yes, Katrina, not too much colour in the sky today. Grey skies, low cloud over Brisbane this morning, and there was nothing more than just a brief glimpse of blue by this afternoon. Frequent showers and drizzle across the region this morning. That mostly cleared inland this afternoon, but we did see this little line of heavier rain on the Gold Coast hinterland. Warnings were issued there for some heavy rain and potential flash flooding. They have since been cancelled, but we've also got some large cells just looming west of Toowoomba. Temperature-wise, Ipswich, Archerfield and Beaudesert, and also the Sunshine Coast pushed up to tops of 30 degrees. Across the state today, scattered storms over a large area. Warnings out west with heavy rain there, and also those couple of cells west of Toowoomba this evening. Now onto the forecast chart. The trough triggering all of those storms moves a little bit further east into tomorrow before triggering yet another band of storms across northern New South Wales and Queensland. We're also expecting cloud to build across the tropics, and this could result in the first monsoon burst of the season. It's been pretty impressive seeing this amount of flooding without monsoonal weather yet. Across our great southern land tomorrow, a couple of showers around for Sydney and Canberra, Melbourne and Adelaide, looking at dry tops of 25 degrees. Back to northern Queensland, showers on the coast, storms on the ranges and well inland. We could see just the odd cell pushing closer to the coast here. Mackay looking at 31 degrees. In the south, that same pattern. Storms inland, showers on the coast. We could have a couple of severe cells out west too. Roma, 33. Now across the southeast, again, that same pattern. Showers near the coast, storms inland. They'll be slow moving. We could still get a couple of pockets of heavy rain here and there. Temperature-wise, well, steady and similar to today. Redcliffe tracking for a top of 29 degrees, Chermside 31. If you're keen to hit the water, north-northeast winds on Moreton Bay between 10 and 15 knots. So in Brisbane, a couple of showers around, most likely peaking around lunchtime, then easing into the afternoon. 23 up to a top of 30 degrees. Looking ahead, again, some more heavy showers and a possible rumble on Wednesday, 31. In Ipswich, storms a chance on Wednesday, then it starts to ease back on Thursday, up to 33 degrees. Gold Coasters, Thursday is probably the pick of the next week. Then those showers increasing again into Friday and Saturday. And on the Sunshine Coast, after the next peak on Saturday, a brief easing trend on Sunday. But Katrina, don't be surprised if we have more wet weather lingering well into next week.
What happened to summer? Thanks, Tony. That is all from us this Monday. Thank you for your company. Have a great night.